What is good, Cardi people, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Bobbalam photoshopping Uzi's face on mine, so when I FaceTime Playboy Cardi, he tells me when Whole Lotta Red is actually dropping. But enough of Cardi, we ain't talking about him in this video, because apparently Lil Uzi Vert, Sasuke, has gotten himself into more trouble with artists allegedly stealing their Whole Lotta Red concept cover without credit, getting flashbacks to the whole That Way situation. But before we get into all that, Bob Gang featured comment of the video is from Nick40, who said, "Day 3 of eating poop socks until Whole Lotta Red drops, can levitate now, because I had to publicly communicate to y'all the medicinal benefits you receive from eating your poop socks." Might have to mess around and drop some poop sock merch at some point. But back to the topic, Lil Uzi Vert steals Whole Lotta Red cover art. Let's talk about it. Okay, so as I briefly mentioned in the intro, this wouldn't be the first time Uzi has been caught stealing cover arts from someone, although this time it ain't as bad, because it wasn't used for commercial purposes. Also, I'm still a huge fan of Uzi, so don't take this the wrong way, but if you weren't aware, Uzi allegedly stole the cover for one of his lead singles for Eternal Take titled That Way, in which the cover was essentially a reproduced version of an anonymous anime graphic replaced with Uzi in the middle, as well as the splash behind him hued orange. There are probably other minor adjustments in the artwork, but you get the gist. In the end, we find out it was literally impossible to find the original source of the artwork because it was posted on a blog almost 3 years ago that had since been expired by a relatively small creator. Also, the artist was from another country, I believe South Korea if I'm not mistaken, so no copyright infringement action could be taken since international copyright law does not really exist. It's all enforced domestically. Uzi apologized to the artist publicly and was rumored to have paid them as well. Afterwards, we went on with our day trusting Baby Pluto didn't mean any harm. Now that we have some context on Uzi's past experiences in this realm, again, as we mentioned, Uzi aka Baby Pluto aka Sasuke aka partner of Whole Lotta Cap has gotten himself into trouble in stealing a Whole Lotta Red concept cover. The story begins with Dan Levy, the creator of the original Whole Lotta Red concept cover, replying to Playboy Cardi's tweet this past Monday on April 20th, "Red is my fave album of mine," with "Made you this cover, Cardi," including a modified version of the @Mac cover, as you can see, with a silhouette of Cardi sitting on the ground, except in Dan Levy's concept cover, he's chilling in the Red Sea or blood or something red. Maybe it's Iggy's time of the month, and Cardi be contemplating life, figuring out how to deal with all the emotions. Later that night on Monday, Uzi randomly changes his Twitter banner and profile pictures on Instagram and Twitter to a very similar cover, except instead of Cardi, it's Uzi in the exact same position, just like with his Just Met cover he teased last week, as well as some lighting adjustments to demonize some clouds, and finally a zombie pope or something in the water to the left. Maybe it's one of Sasuke's victims in the rap game. Rich the Kid. By the way, if you want more in-depth information on this cover, you can check out my previous video that I uploaded that night. But to continue, not much else was said until last night when Dan Levy called out Uzi on Twitter, rightfully, explicitly stating, "Let me do this the right way, so Lil Uzi Vert modified my artwork without any credit given, unfortunately, and the artwork was posted on many media platforms. I would love if you can give me my credit. I can make you a better one if you'd like. All love, Baby Pluto," including a comparison of his original concept cover for Cardi and the modified version, which is definitely proof enough that the artwork was stolen, in a sense at least, although for non-profit usage, so technically and legally speaking, Uzi doesn't owe him anything unless he officially releases the song with the cover. But it would be nice and be in Uzi's best interest to shout the artist out, which he essentially did in his response shortly after saying, "I just thought it was cute." Since this retweet comment, Dan Levy has received over 300 retweets and 2.7k likes on his original tweet, which in my book suffices as Uzi giving him credit and a shout out as he originally intended by calling out Uzi. In related news, the original artist also found out who reproduced his cover for Uzi, and that Kazquat, who is known for shooting Uzi's last unreleased music video, replied to a fan's comment on his Instagram post asking, "Did you make Uzi's new profile picture?" To which he responded, "Facts." In my opinion, he didn't necessarily lie. However, people gotta give credit where it's due. The artwork would be nothing without the creative direction from Dan Levy, whether it was modified or not. But in summary, I think both sides had their reasons for the miscommunication, because Dan Levy worked hard on the artwork and obviously wanted credit for it, given thousands of people now had it as their profile picture, but Uzi was also just using the cover for non-profit usage, most likely attempting to prolong the fake beef with Cardi for his Whole Lotta Red rollout. And if he shouted out Dan Levy at the time, people people would have known for sure that the cover was just a troll at Cardi rather than a serious song and beef. Besides, the issue is resolved and Dan Levy has accepted Uzi's recognition in form of shoutout. Uzi cannot and will not be sued either, if y'all were wondering. In fact, there are no grounds for a lawsuit anyway, and that there was no monetary gain on his part, nor was there any monetary damage on Dan's side. In fact, hopefully Dan attracted some business from it all. So with that, it's your boy Bobbalam signing off, buying a new bathing suit just in case we all gonna have to be in the sea of blood on Friday if Whole Lotta Red drops. Although I'm not feeling any good energy for a release on that day. Cardi could surprise us though. Let me know in the comments what y'all thought about the stolen artwork situation from Uzi. Make sure to like and subscribe while you're at it for the latest Uzi, Cardi, and Whole Lotta Red news, as well as to follow me on all my socials in the description if you with it. Peace out, Cardi people. No saying.